I'm Sarah Blake at Zoe's Studio, and this is Phase 2. We're going to be focusing on creating your handmade elements in Phase 2. We're going to basically be drawing for probably 8 hours. That's the minimum time I recommend. And getting your ideas down on paper. We're also going to collect some textures, which we're going to use in Phase 3 to layer them into our digital version. When you work digitally, it can get sort of sterile sometimes and it looks very computery. But if you're collecting graffiti smears or like watercolor marks or coffee stains or whatever, it sort of adds like a real world element to your art, and that is super relatable and cool to me. You are going to want to make some design decisions at this point. You're going to have the almighty undo in Phase 3. But right now we're working all analog. It's pencil to paper, pen to paper. People always tell you not to repeat yourself, but I actually find if I'm kind of drawing something that I'm just interested in and want to explore more, I will draw it over and over and over again to try to learn something about it and teach myself sort of like my own style. Exercises I like to use to do this are portrait drawing and typography. I think that growing as an artist happens in very small steps. Evolution over time happens in very, very small changes. So if you draw the same thing over and over again or explore a technique, you're going to grow from that. I've been exploring typography. You start with a structured form, the letter A, and I just like to try to embellish around it and almost freestyle a little bit just to see what comes out of my own head. And so it's kind of a good exercise to just pick a solid form, a solid structure, and embellish around it and just spill into the negative space. And I have tons of these. I've been doing this for a long time now, and I've also been trying to get through the whole alphabet. I've only gotten to D so far. But, just explore and have fun and do something that you really like to do. Portraiture can also be a really great exercise for exploring your own personal drawing process. I like portraiture because a face is a structured thing. Everyone recognizes a face. And so you kind of just get the main features, your eyes, nose, mouth in place. And then you're free to bring pattern into the hair or the background. And I sort of gave myself a self-assigned project called 100 Girls. And the point of this process is to just do that, explore my drawing style. I've got quite a few of them, and all of them are just sort of exploring a different pattern or a different element. Get yourself into the zone. You want to give yourself 8 hours at least. That's usually good for me, but feel free to draw as long as you want, take as long as you need. Get something down on paper that you're really confident in, you feel good about. Maybe ask some friends, but first and foremost, you have to like it. You're investing the time. This is your drawing. This is what I've come up with. And this drawing process, this is where you're really going to kind of convey your own flavor and style. Obviously, this doesn't look like a real bat. He's got some crazy wings. I don't think he's very aerodynamic, actually. He's got some crazy things coming out of his head. He's got scales on his belly because they look cool. And this is just sort of what I came up with when I sat down and was embellishing. And a couple things to keep in mind for Phase 3 to make this an easy transition. You might want to pick something that has some negative space so that some of the skills we're going to learn in Phase 3 are easier to do. And you're going to want to have some, solidly defined lines so that we can isolate them when we get to that phase. After you have your drawing, you're going to obviously want to scan it. And I've set up some settings that you can check out for how to get this successfully scanned into your computer. If you want to make your life easier, probably do a drawing that will fit on your scanner bed. If it's bigger, you might have to stitch the scan together in a couple pieces. And yeah, get yourself set up with your scanner and your drawing.
Hey Sarah, what happens if I don't have a scanner?
If you don't have a scanner, a good option, a pretty solid option, is to just take a HD photograph.
Do you think I could use the Staples down the street?
You could probably use a Staples. I have an Epson. It's kind of old. It does the job just fine. I hear Staples has a scanner and they're pretty cool too. We're done with Phase 2. You finished your drawing. It's scanned in the computer. You're all set to start Phase 3.